Welcome back, Trailblazers. Today we are diving deep into the world of Apex debugging, a skill every Salesforce developer must master. Whether you are a seasoned developer or just starting your journey, understanding the art of debugging will greatly or significantly enhance your ability to create robust and efficient Apex code. In this video, we will explore the various techniques, tools, and best practices that will empower you to identify and resolve bugs in your Apex code like a pro. So let's roll up our sleeves and get ready to debug like never before. I have been in the Salesforce ecosystem for years, and I'm excited to share my expertise with you, all of you. We'll start with the basics and gradually move into more advanced techniques, ensuring you gain a comprehensive understanding. But first, let's take a look at some of the real world scenarios and how debugging can save your day. So, thank you for joining in. Let's get started. Alright, so I have opened my developer console wherein I will be showing you different debugging techniques so you can debug your Apex code efficiently and effectively. So I have created almost actually 3 classes where I will be showing you different levels of debugging that you can do in your Apex code to actually find out your bugs in your Apex code. Alright, so if you can see this current class, that is account manager, can you point out the actual error that is present in this particular class? Alright, so what we'll be doing is we'll execute this particular getAccount method that is actually retrieving the list of accounts and then returning back from the method. Alright, let's execute this particular method and see if there is some issue with it. I'll open my execute anonymous window and I have actually written down the statement to execute this particular method. I'll execute the method and see. If you can see, it has actually mentioned the exact error what is present in this particular class and method. If you can see, it is mentioned the line number also. It will mention the line number when you start debugging it, and you will get a huge amount of references where you can actually fix your errors, right? And if you can see the exact error, it says that it is a non-static method cannot be referenced from a static context. So what does it mean? Like, it means that that getAccount method is basically being referencing from a non-static context. So what is non-static context? The way I'm calling this getAccount method is not appropriate in this particular case. For this to work, what I need to do is I need to add this static context to this particular method so that it will be referenced directly from the class. If I save this particular class and try to execute this thing again, let's see what it does. Now it has successfully executed and the logs is actually success in this case. State is a success. So this is one of the way where you can debug if there is an issue with your method or class, right? Let's go to our second example. The second example we'll be discussing is basically on the null pointer, like most of the developers face, that is null pointer exception. Null pointer exception is actually faced when you're trying to reference a particular variable or value in your Apex code, but that value exactly is not present in your database. So let's take a simple example here that we have an Apex class called as contact manager and we have a method called as update contact here, right? If you can observe in this particular method, it is getting the list of contacts. From the list of contacts, it is getting one of the first contact from the list, and it is getting the account name from its account from that contact, and actually it is concatenating the description field for the contact, and then it is actually updating the contact. This works pretty well. This works pretty well when there is contacts for a particular account. But this doesn't work, or it can throw a null pointer exception when there are no contacts for a specific account. right? If there are no contacts, and when you are trying to actually get a particular contact in the 0th index, and if there is no contact, it will obviously throw a null point exception. So how to solve this particular problem? To solve this particular problem, what you can do is, after getting the list of contacts, we need to do an if check whether this contacts list is empty or not. If it is empty, right? If it is empty, then don't execute this particular logic, right? And if it is not empty, then execute this particular logic. So how we will be updating this particular class herein, right? So let me show you what you can do here. So I'll update the class again. And if you see, what we are doing here is, we are checking if the contacts list is empty or not. If it is not empty, it is executing that particular logic, right? But let's say if, we need to know what accounts were present which didn't have any contacts under it. To get those particular details in our we can use system.debug statement to get those details for us. Let me replace this code with a new code. If we can see, we have this contacts list. If it is not empty, it will execute this logic. If the contact list is empty, we are going into an else statement, and in the else statement we have a debug statement here, right? It will actually print out all the accounts where it doesn't have any contacts for it, right? So this is how you can use system.debug statement to get information regarding your scenario, what you want. This is one of the use cases of debug statements, right? Let's go to one of the other SOQL query issue that mostly developers face. So what is a SOQL query issue? Let me open up my third example, that is opportunity manager in this case. This is the class wherein we have a getOpenOpportunity method wherein it takes two input parameters, that is date from and date to. We are using these two parameters in a SOQL query, if you can see, and this SOQL query is dynamically prepared, right? And then it is actually put into a string value. Now what is wrong with this SOQL query, or what can go wrong with the SOQL query? The problem here is when we are actually preparing a dynamic SOQL query, it can have a lot of problems in it. It can be a wrong dynamic SOQL query, or it can be a correct one. But to actually check whether it has formed a correct SOQL query, we can use debug statements there. Like for example, you don't know whether it is forming a right query or not. What we can do is we can add a debug statement for that. Let me add a debug statement for that particular thing also, and we can actually check whether we are getting a correct value or not, right? This is how, if you put a debug statement for this particular query, you will be able to see the whole query, how it is being formed. So in this way, you can get information for your queries also using system.debug statements. So this is how you can actually efficiently write your code and actually debug your code properly in this manner. So this is the corrected code we actually got when we added a debug statement there, right? Debug statements can significantly assist in pointing and gaining insights into the flow of your Apex code during runtime. Debugging is a valuable skill that every Salesforce developer should master to create high quality and efficient solutions, right? So that is one of the thing with debugging in Salesforce. So thank you for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel for more exciting Salesforce content. Also comment below to us and let us know whether on what topic you would like us to make future videos on. Until next time, happy coding, and may Salesforce be with you all the time. Thank you.